We're heading to Peru this summer, and I'm super excited for a number of reasons. First of all, we don't get to go very often. It's super expensive, and this year more than ever because of world events. But it's been 2 years since we were there. I'm going to be 50 this year, so having a big birthday celebration. I think I may have mentioned this before. But it's a magical little place. The little village or hamlet, I suppose it was a town in one day before it got hit by floods years ago. It's called Quellomayo, which in Quechua means yellow river. It's one of the little tributary rivers that comes down from the mountain. And it used to be a bustling town with a train station. And the train went from Cusco all the way through the valley on the way to Machu Picchu, and it got to Machu Picchu, then went past Machu Picchu through Santa Teresa, Quellomayo, and on towards Quillabamba. But back in 1998, there was a river surge. Some rivers further upstream got dammed by falling trees and logs and bits and pieces, and there was also an issue with a mistimed release of water, I think, from one of the power stations a little bit up that way. But 1998, a huge amount of debris built up, and then it just started thundering down the mountainside, and it ripped out about 80 kilometers of railway line and killed quite a few people, ripped out houses, decimated a lot of the towns. And back then, the only way to get anywhere was on the train. There were no roads. And there were like little Inca trails, old sort of walking trails up in the mountain. But essentially, if you wanted to do anything, if you wanted to get your goods out, your coffee, your fruit, whatever it is that you were producing, you had to use the train. So, it was pretty devastating. And the president at the time flew in by helicopter and actually landed in the town where I grew up, where I lived for a while with my wife, where she spent most of her summers and where quite a number of her family were born. And that was quite an unusual thing for a president to do, so they still speak very fondly of him, even though he was quite a controversial figure. You can look him up, Alberto Fujimori. Yeah, but what a beautiful little town. Even after the floods, there were a few families that stayed. A lot of people moved up the mountainside because obviously they were scared that the river could do it again. But it was an interesting little community, and I spent 7 years of my life there when my daughter was young, farming, running a little hostel. And even though we don't have the hostel open anymore, I love going back there. It's just an incredible place to be, sit in a hammock, eat good food, chat, drink coffee that's come from the farm. It's a real slow pace of life, and it'd be a nice place to go and spend my birthday year. My sister-in-law and her husband are celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary as well, so we'll be celebrating that. And there are some other birthdays knocking about that are significant, so it's going to be a good party. But all of it was made possible by my love for Spanish, and if you're learning a language, this is the best bit. It doesn't matter about anything else, just the travel, the experiences, meeting people, being part of a community for a while, even if you can't live there. I mean, I married into Peru, but if you can go somewhere and spend some significant time and talk to the local people, have food with them, and hear their stories, it's amazing. I really loved it, and I can't wait to get back there this summer.